have to do it. You can't just jump. You have to do it. Ow. Yeah.
Good job, buddy.
There's your intro.
Running fastest, kill outfit. It's futuristic, like Carnegie the Magnetic. Rewind your VCR, rewind your cassette. Nintendo pilot flying up ahead. Captain's log, John Luke Picard. Boomerang, sea of life, the weapon coming shine. Out on your street tonight. Don't matter how loud you gotta shout it. Out on your street tonight.
Then I can say now also I am declining fast in terms of being
Well,
awake.
stand up.
No.
Yeah, standing energy.
Don't tell me
Let's
what I
go.
can do.
Don't tell me what my options are.
Stand up. Here, you know what? Out of solidarity, I'll stand up. too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll captain
Yeah.
my captain.
Did you?
What the fuck?
I am Spartacus.
It's okay.
You don't have,
no
you don't have
pressure.
to. It's all right.
I'm
You're
only
fine.
a little bit hurt.
Comfy.
No pressure.
You're good. Stay comfy.
Oh, I hate this.
Yeah,
You hate
this?
this?
This is weird.
This
I don't know.
feels
I'm
this
standing
feels like
podcast
an
now.
emergency.
This
I
feels
think it's,
wrong.
I think
yeah.
it's good for me because I'm taller than all of you.
Oh, you know what?
why
That
I
probably
hate
is.
it.
There's a power dynamic at play
Yeah.
here that I wasn't anticipating being a thing, but
Yeah.
now as I'm
there
standing here and we've
is.
got the microphones in front of us,
Yeah.
I feel powerful.
Great. That's great to hear from my friend.
I know. I definitely am lording it over you.
I don't know. I feel like something is about to end or start.
Yeah.
And that energy is like very displacing.
Well, I've got good news. Something's about to start.
What?
And it's our podcast. Welcome to Contextual Deviants. My name is Christian Hagen. Each episode, we watch a movie and then we talk about it through a series of randomly generated critical contexts provided to us via our contextual computer. We talk about movies in a way that no one else ever talks about movies, guaranteed. Every time you're going to hear something that no one else has ever said. That is a promise from us to you.
Me.
And this is the first time we've ever done this standing up, and I don't know why.
It's not going to last.
It's not going to last, but I'm honestly, the momentum is carrying me through. Listeners at home can't see this, but like,
Yeah.
we're standing around.
You're on fire.
Yeah.
I'm
Keep
literally
spitting.
burning.
Come on,
But
go.
they
I'm
can
spitting.
if they follow
Bars.
the Contextual Deviants Instagram page.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
No.
No! Oh no!
That's a ringing endorsement from Bob. No.
Oh my goodness!
I'm not
gracious.
wearing my hat.
We are.
Your tagline.
I'm not wearing my hat. All right.
All right, now let's all say our tagline.
I win.
Hey, that's true. You stayed up the longest.
And
Yeah.
that's what counts.
And so
That's what sex is, right?
and as a reward for staying standing
Shit,
longer than
that's-
anyone else, you get introduced first.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
as a
hey.
reward for standing longer than anybody else, you get introduced first.
That's how it works.
And that is good for you as my dearest friend and co-host, Mr. Matthew Blon.
Oh, hello.
And also say hello to my other dearest friend and co-host, Mr. David Gutchie. And joining us this episode, you've already heard her wonderful voice talking about our Instagram, which she has done more work on than I have. Welcome, Kady Jaspersen, to the show.
Hi.
Kady, why don't you introduce yourself to the listeners?
What's your catchphrase?
Oh no.
That's actually a pretty good catchphrase.
Oh no!
I like it. It's good.
You're throwing me on the spot. You didn't tell me I had to prepare shit.
Biography.
Who you are would be
I am human.
Okay.
So
Or are you
true.
an answer?
That's fair.
True. Hi, I'm Kady.
Hi.
I'm a Scorpio.
Uh-huh.
I'm a Scorpio.
Plant rising.
Pretty much something.
Straight up.
Yeah, perfect.
Scorpio straight up.
Perfect.
I don't know. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have done some amazing illustration work, and I know you also studied animation a bit in school. A little. I mean, but you.
Yeah.
But I think it's fair to say that of the four of us here, you are the closest to being an expert at the field at understanding the field of animation, even if you don't do it much yourself.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
just heard what I said.
No, hey,
I dropped out.
which raise your hand if you
Animation
took
school
any
dropout.
class, if you spent any time in any classes on animation ever. Raise your hand if you have.
Does theater count?
No.
Animation?
Animation. Well, your face was very
I
animated.
mean, you have to
Thank-
sometimes
exactly.
like gesture and things. And
Yeah.
like,
Study the
I like
human
to think,
body
yeah,
and the way it
I like
moves.
to think of
Yeah.
life as animation.
okay.
Ooh.
You know.
This
I went to
animated
school
life.
for philosophy, and I dropped out.
I think Dr. Frankenstein would agree with you.
And that's kind of my touchstone for like, am I right? It's like WWDFD. What would Dr. Frankenstein do? And that's how I live my life. My personal compass.
And I only bring up the animation thing, one, because it's great to have you here, but also because we did an animated film. We watched an
did it.
animated
We
film.
did it.
We
All
did
four
it.
of us.
We did it. The
We
four of
did
us.
it.
We
A
did it
whole
together.
movie.
Hooray! And the movie that we watched, or did, depending on how you feel, verb-wise, is Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, the 2022 Academy Award nominated film, currently streaming on Peacock. Peacock.
Yeah.
DreamWorks spin-off from the Shrek franchise, sequel to Puss in Boots. Was there a second one?
No, there was like some shorts, I think.
Yeah, and like it's that Netflix series. I think,
Pussy
a
in
Netflix
Shorts.
That's
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Weird.
yeah, very
Yeah.
weird.
Okay, first question.
Yes,
Because, of course, this is the questions portion of the podcast.
right.
Yes. Is there a name for the Shrek universe? Is it like...
I think that's
Ooh,
it.
Good question.
It's
Is
just
that
the Shrek
far?
universe? Like, there's not like a fun one?
Because it's like because
I-
Far Far Away was, I thought,
Yeah.
how they referred
Town.
to
That's
it.
just like a place.
It's the ShrekCU?
the ShrekCU has a nice
But since
ring
it's
to
like
it.
it's ShrekCU, does sound pretty
Yeah.
good. Ooh, ShrekCU.
Ooh, no,
ShrekCU.
Look who's being all ShrekCU.
Yeah, that's
It's when
definitely
Shrek walks in on in his lingerie on your anniversary.
It's just-
ShrekCU.
The Google says it's just called Far, Far Away.
Okay, well, I mean, that's kind of charming, but I like ShrekCU more.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just
Sorry,
call it
Google.
Yeah,
In the land of Duloc.
What?
Oh, sure. Well,
What'd you
that's like
call
a
me?
specific kingdom.
I bet.
Anyway, apologies for the interruption.
No,
I
it's
had
important
know.
to establish these things.
And now I have heard the word ShrekCU.
Ooh, she's
We've had
Shrek-y.
a lot of good Shrek puns on this show in the past.
will
I
be
still
more.
often think about Shrek made atheists.
I don't, but now I will.
But yes, starring Antonio Banderas as the titular Puss in Boots, the fairy tale character of a cat with boots and a sword who gets into all sorts of adventurous doings and comes across some other fairy tale and nursery rhyme characters with a slightly twisted bent about them.
Oh, God.
They're not quite the usual ones that you'll remember from your childhood.
These aren't your daddy's fairy tales.
These aren't your daddy's fairy tales. They're your daddy's fairy tales.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was in theaters. It is PG, and that's the movie is about. It's pretty much just about death, but it's like about a lot of stuff. For
about
those
death.
anyone who hasn't seen it,
Just like
it's
Toy
I wouldn't say it's just about death.
no, it's also about life.
family. Yeah.
And
like
and
anything
friendship.
about death, it's about life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And cat stuff.
and cat stuff and friendship and dog stuff and John Mulaney as Jack Horner.
It's about John Mulaney. I think it's more or less a biopic of John.
And so, if you haven't had a chance to see the film yet, we will be talking about it as if you have.
Yeah.
So hopefully that won't be too hard for you. It's context clues. I mean, it's a DreamWorks kids movie. You can kind of figure out where it's going.
And if you haven't seen it yet, we'll leave about an hour 45-minute gap here in the show.
Yeah, I'll put the timestamp
so
on the-
you don't need to pause it.
Yes.
No. Just start the movie now.
Yes,
Start now.
listen on whatever device you're listening to, take a look in the top right corner of your
Yeah.
screen.
Yep.
Watch it for the next 5 seconds, then blink 3 times, and
Yeah.
the time code will appear
Yep.
on your device, letting you know
will
when to skip to if you don't want spoilers.
Yeah. Now that's a promise.
That's a
Definitely
promise.
will work.
And that will work in 3, 2, 1, look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 3 blinks. Blink, blink,
I'm so glad you're
Blink.
doing this with me.
bah.
Oh, that felt so cool.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
time
god, it's right
travel.
there.
it's right there.
It's
Holy
right
shit.
there.
Holy shit.
Holy shit!
Get that out of here.
Oh no!
my
It's
God,
getting
oh,
bigger.
God,
Oh no! It's swallowing the universe. Anyway, you guys want to move on to our first context about Puss in Boots: The Last
God,
Wish?
please.
After that meditation exercise.
Is this Lord of the Rings?
Is this Lord of the Rings? Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Is it Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, or is it actually Lord of the Rings?
One of my favorite conceits for any context. So we all know Lord of the Rings. You got the little guys and they throw the ring in the hole.
Yeah.
Yes, there's the classic MacGuffin.
Yeah.
So this has, I think, a lot of parallels because The Lord of the Rings is in many ways a chase sort of story.
That's true.
Where it's a bunch of people trying to get to a particular destination before other people do, and then facing obstacles along the way.
Yeah. Pursuing an object of great power.
Pursuing an object of great power,
The wish.
The wish.
And great
slash
responsibility.
ring.
the wish, and the
And
map,
great responsibility.
and the map,
Yeah.
and then there's brave characters, there's unassuming, humble characters who turn out to be quite brave.
Yeah, Perito
Brave
is
is
really
a Disney
a-
property. I don't think there are any characters from Brave.
There
on it.
were
Shit,
3
fuck.
bears in Brave.
That
Oh,
was, you know what?
And
Fuck,
Goldilocks
that's true.
didn't not look like a blonde Merida.
You're not wrong.
Well,
Watch out,
shit.
Pixar.
Oh, watch out, Pixar. There's a new cat in town, and it's Puss in Boots.
And it's Disney animation. I mean, Puss in Boots. DreamWorks.
There's a new cat in town, and he's been in several movies in the past 20 years.
He's not actually
He's
very
not
new.
very new.
There's an old cat in town. But you're not wrong. I think more than that, I think when you look, maybe if you squint a little bit, just a little.
Just a little
Jack
bit.
Horner, not Sauron-like. In the sense that like he wants to gather all of the magic power to himself, and he doesn't care at all about all his minions that keep dying, that are gross and lick their blades a lot. Like he's pretty orc-like.
If I squint my brain, I can get there.
Yeah, squint that brain.
Well, like, because we never hear Sauron's voice in the movies. So we could
You get the mouth of Sauron in the extended cut.
That's true. And he does not sound
Yeah.
like Jack Horner.
No, he does not.
But no, he does not.
And that's why we don't hear his voice in the
Because he
movies,
sounds
like
John
Mulaney.
Mulaney. And they're like, this isn't going to come across very well. Audiences aren't going to understand this. Tolkien's vision was very specific.
It does say in Appendix C, paragraph 3, that Sauron should, if they make a movie out of this, is what it says. If they make a movie out of this, Sauron should be played by John Mulaney, who hasn't been born yet.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it says.
Yeah. Why
And we
didn't
thought
you
it was
include
weird for
that
a
one in The Hobbit?
Yeah,
Peter.
come on.
You had 3 movies. You couldn't squeeze that one in.
I think maybe what's the little cricket? Did they ever establish the cricket's name?
I thought it was Jiminy Cricket, but they don't
don't
think
say
they could
his
say it.
name.
I don't think they could
I
say
think
it.
they just called him a bug.
And isn't Jiminy Cricket, isn't that specifically the Disney version name?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Because
So
in the new Pinocchio, he's
Just cricket.
Sebastian.
Oh, that's right,
Sebastian
that's
J. Cricket.
That's right.
I
Jason
Let's
Bourne.
get this straight. The Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio,
yes,
not the
Pauly
off-brand,
Shore one.
the really gross one.
Off-brand one, the Walmart Pinocchio.
The Walmart dollar section.
The straight to red box Pinocchio.
Oh my God, he really lives.
But
in that
he's kind of
box.
like Sam to me. In a
Yeah.
way. He tries to guide Jack the best he can, and Jack's just like, I'm gonna do my own shit. Kind of like
Frodo.
Frodo. Yeah. He's
See-
just like, fuck you.
Ooh,
I'm gonna do the
interesting.
ring thing.
That's a good.
You're
that's
here.
That's an interesting parallel because I was thinking of Pepito as sort of like a
He also has Sam.
Oh, is that
as
his name?
Sam energy.
Pepito? Oh, wait,
the
Perito.
dog.
Perito.
Perito.
Small
I'm sorry.
dog. Yeah.
Perito.
Pepito food.
Pepito is food.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
Pepito
My
is
bad.
food.
My bad. Don't eat dog.
I mean,
Um,
no, don't. Sorry. Ollie.
sorry,
you,
Ollie. Yeah, I was thinking of him as very Sam-like because he's like dopey and innocent and somehow manages to survive just a lot of carnage.
And he does represent the earnestness of friendship and good things in the world.
Yes,
like,
friendship
in a
is
way
like
that
his
Sam does,
whole
too.
thing.
Yeah.
And Sam is
That's
like
true, I guess.
all about that shit. That said, if we are painting if we are talking about Jack Horner as Sauron, he doesn't really have like a conscience who stands up to him.
No.
You know, that we see anyway.
Which is too bad.
Yes,
he needs that.
He needs that. He definitely needs that.
Maybe there's it's like a parallel for like the unspoken need of a conscience in Lord of the Rings. You know, when I watch Lord of the Rings, I'm like, oh, you know, like the biggest character in this movie is the lack of a conscience for Sauron. That's the biggest one. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you something?
Film.
Can I tell you something? Film. I just thought of something, and I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I don't want to lose this.
Don't lose it. Get it.
Jack Horner isn't Sauron.
He's Wormtongue, isn't he?
No.
Oh.
He's Saruman.
Oh, no, he is Saruman. Yeah.
Death is Sauron.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right.
And Jiminy Cricket is Gandalf.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
The cricket is the one who comes and tries to speak reason to him, only to be
flicked away.
flicked away.
That's incredible.
And also, he doesn't do much of anything.
Yeah, he doesn't
but he gets a lot of credit at the end.
And everyone kind of likes him.
Everyone likes him. I mean, everyone likes him, and they assume he's important or magical. He pulls him out of that jar, and he asks him if he's like a demon or a fairy, if he does any
like,
wishes
"No, I'm
or
just
anything
a
like
guy.
that. I'm just your conscience.
I just judge
He's not magic, but he is magical. Much like Gandalf,
Emphasis
who
on
isn't
the
really a wizard.
No, but he does have some nice sage things to say.
Yeah, he is just some conjurer of cheap tricks.
He is just some conjurer.
He is
of cheap
trying to
tricks.
rob you. Wait, is Goldilocks?
Oh, shit.
Is Goldilocks Gandalf? She does have a staff.
Oh,
and she
was
is
Gandalf
trying
crying?
to rob you.
And she was coming to find Puss in Boots to bring him on an adventure, much like Gandalf trying to find Bilbo to take the ring back.
No, who?
And the
no,
three bears
oh
are
my
just
gosh.
the other.
The other hobbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mary Pippin and another
Because
Pippin.
they're all
Mary
kind of stupid.
It's Mary Pippin and Pippin too. But what about second Pippin?
I mean, they're obsessed with porridge.
Seriously?
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
true.
god! No, the
Yeah.
bears are the
Second
hobbits.
breakfast.
No
And honey,
doubt.
like honey would be their like pints.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bears are hobbits. Yep. The honey, it comes in bowls. Amazing. I love that.
Because I was,
Obsessed
I
with
like
porridge.
that.
That's very good.
Uh,
So the bears are hobbits, and Gandalf is because he is a conjurer of cheap tricks, and he is trying to rob you.
yeah.
Goldie is Gandalf.
Goldilocks.
Then who's
would
the
be Gandalf
bug?
in that class. The bug, I guess, in that case, is it the moth that Gandalf whispers to summon the eagles to rescue him?
Yes.
If that moth had a voice, it would sound exactly like the bug
like Jimmy
from-
Stewart.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot about that little moth, and I love that guy.
I hate how much I can reference of those movies.
They're truly embedded in my soul.
It's crazy how much
Yeah.
I have them.
Well,
They're in the blood.
the thing is, Christian, one of the reasons that you can reference them so much is that like sometimes we watch a movie and it accidentally is Lord of the Rings. Like I think
That's
this
true.
movie was.
Yeah.
It could
I'm
have been.
pretty sure Puss in Boots is Lord of the Rings.
We're definitely teetering up on it.
Yeah.
Now, what are some ways it's not Lord of the Rings?
Good
And I know it's harder to think of these.
Yeah, because it's pretty much 1-to-1.
It's very close to 1-to-1.
It's shorter.
Definitely shorter.
True.
Yeah.
But could it just be an abridged Lord of the Rings?
it could be an abridged Lord of the Rings.
Too many color.
Too many color
Yeah,
is
too
truth.
many color.
Too many
Too many
color.
color is true.
Not enough slow mo.
Not nearly enough slow mo.
Lots
No
of
slow-mo.
fast mo, actually.
Nobody gets onto a horse wrong.
No. You're right. A horse does wear boots, though, and that's pretty bad.
And he dances.
And he dances.
And he
exactly right. Kady. So, yeah, there's lots of ways that it isn't.
Yeah.
That's kind of... They do go into a dark forest that nobody ever comes out of, kind of like that one where Gandalf coming back to life.
He goes into a cave to consult a bunch of dead spirits
Yeah,
about
that's
helping him on his
true.
quest to try and get to
There's
the
also
other
like
side.
the lava. Like, doesn't he fall into a pit of lava? It's been so long since I've seen these movies.
There's
Is there
lava
lava
in
in
Lord of
this
the
one?
Yeah,
There was at
when
when
they
he
do
touches the
like
map.
she touches the map and it's just
yes,
like the pit of
Queen.
despair.
Yeah, a Balrog
Yeah.
could have totally popped out of that.
Probably
Oh,
was.
100%. Probably was
Yeah.
there. You just
That
They
map,
tucked him away.
that map absolutely delved too greedily and too deep. No question about it.
Yeah, drums in the deep. They're coming.
Oh, they're coming.
Oh, they're coming.
And they for sure had a cave troll.
They did have a cave troll. The big thing at the beginning.
That's true. They did have
and
a
the
thing
cave
that-
troll had a little cave troll bag. It was so
Yeah.
cute.
Oh,
I really liked it.
Little satchel.
I'm pretty sure this is Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
There are no guns in either one.
That's true.
That pretty much seals the deal.
That
Yeah.
pretty much seals it. Sure.
Yeah, swords, no guns. I'm just saying.
Now, the one thing I have is that they aren't initially trying to destroy the object of power. In this case,
That's true.
the final wish in the Lord of the Rings, it's the One Ring.
Yeah.
However, they do end up doing so in order to defeat the villain. So,
Yeah.
a kind of a moot point at that point.
There is a point where Frodo does not intend to destroy the thing. And so maybe we're just living in that moment for the entirety of this movie.
Sure.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that moment.
I guess
Yeah.
this isn't like, how is it not Lord of the Rings, but like the
That's
map,
counterpoints.
everyone wants it. Everyone wants the ring. Everyone wants the power.
Mhm.
That's
and
the
they end
thing.
up having to destroy it.
And
It's
because
pretty much
it's poorly defined what the power can do, much like the power of the ring, which they keep insisting is so powerful that it can control the other rings.
Make you disappear.
But all we ever see it do is make someone disappear for a little bit.
Yeah, disappear and be super findable
And be super findable
while
by
being invisible.
Eminently findable. Like, I can't help but find that shit.
So,
If you go invisible, I'm definitely going to see you.
Huh.
so
This is a tough one.
it's tough. I'm leaning towards saying that Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was in fact Lord of the Rings. Any
Yeah.
objections before we move on to another context?
You will hear none from me, sir.
I have none, Your Honor.
No.
Okay. All right.
Quiet as- no.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. Context number 2.
Jesus.
What if the villain was right? And or, what if the protagonists were wrong?
Okay.
What if the villain was right and or the protagonists were wrong?
So there's two villains
Yeah,
basically
who's
in
different?
this movie.
There's
Jack
Death
Horner and Death.
Jack
Oh,
Horner.
you're right. And I think Death was right.
Death kind of
I
was
mean,
right.
Yeah,
we
Death
all
is more
die,
antagonist
so-
than
Yeah.
villain, right?
Yeah.
That didn't say anything wrong.
Yeah.
No.
I
Just
think
likes
it's
to
more.
eat that fear.
I think that's like the distinction between antagonist and villain.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Because Jack Horner is definitively a villain. Like, he's
In
just an
every
evil
respect.
fuck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what if he was actually right?
What was his even?
Right about
Yeah, about
being
what?
about what? He just wants
No, yeah,
power.
About what specifically?
About him controlling all of the magic in the world.
Okay, that being good.
Good. That
Okay.
being a good outcome.
If we consider that an argument for this would be good.
Yes,
If
what
I
would-
had all the power in the world.
He's a successful business owner, and as we all know,
So,
they deserve the power. It's a meritocracy.
You are right. That is true. We do live in a meritocracy. Pure
Totally.
and simple.
100 straight up.
I've become so numb to like Trump parallels in media that
Yeah.
it didn't even occur to me. I've gotten so used to every villain being Trump that it didn't even occur to me that they did
This
another
one
one.
was that one too. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying he is that is the villain argument for him.
No doubt.
Oops, I did it again.
He's a self-made businessman that inherited it all and had a very cushy mansion his entire life. Oh my god! But he wants more.
Mm-hmm.
Too much and never enough. So what if he was right?
But what if he was right though?
I want to argue on this behalf.
Okay.
No, I
let's
don't.
go.
I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
We are being
let's
forced to
imagine.
do so.
What if
what if?
he would have been? What if he was right? Because
That's the question. Yeah.
because there is. So I've got a question. What if the villain was right though? Did you ever think about that? The computer would never thought about that.
Mic dropped.
What if he was right because I think the movie hints at the idea that the more magical weird shit that he tries to employ, the worse off he's actually going to be. So what if he was right in the sense that amassing all of the shit in the world, you're just going to die and rid the world of yourself, and maybe that will be okay. Maybe he was right in the sense that his ambitions were
Gonna kill him?
self-defeating. Yes. That's the only way I can think of what he did as right, in quotes.
So here's my argument for why he was right.
Okay.
In quotes.
no.
So we see throughout the film, and I'm not going to tie this into the larger ShrekCU. Okay. I'm going to just keep it to this film if I can.
The world's lost.
We see demonstrated time and time again that magic is a destructive, dangerous force
Not to be
that
trifled.
causes untold numbers of random and completely preventable deaths
Yeah, that's true.
throughout the course of this film.
A lot of deaths in this movie. A
lot of
Wild deaths.
Big old body count. At least 13.
PG means plenty of gore.
And so with the body count being so high for magical weaponry and magical creatures, I mean, the horns from baby unicorns can cause people to explode into confetti.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. So what
It's a
I'm
good
saying
thing.
is maybe it's not the worst idea for all of the magic to be controlled by one responsible individual
One big, easy target.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
who can keep everything in check, you know? Like, we can't just have all of that crazy magic stuff running around killing a bunch of people all the time. Regulate it.
Yeah.
Yes. And then he can distribute it as he sees fit. Like, if he has control, that doesn't mean he's the only one who gets it. It just means he gets to decide.
I mean,
the decider.
I'm almost
He's the
positive
decider.
that one of his central theses was, I'm the only one that gets it.
That's true.
Like, if we're talking about this dude in particular, he was pretty much like, just me, baby.
Yeah, but what if he sells it?
me?
So then only people who are financially responsible get to use magic.
Good
We know they're all the best people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a meritocracy.
It's a
exactly. We're going
meritocracy.
back to it. Yeah.
Jeez.
This is what capitalism is for, you guys.
You're right. This is capitalism
is
working
what
as designed.
I believe Adam Smith said it himself when he said, let
I
one
want all the
dude
magic."
have all the magic and it'll all work itself out.
That is what he said.
It'll magic trickle down.
And also in Appendix 3, Paragraph 2, it
Tolkien
said,
said it
make
too.
sure that it's voiced by John Mulaney.
He did say it.
He did say it. Like, people don't read enough of their history.
of the Lord of the Rings.
Of the Lord of the Rings and
Correct.
Adam
They
Smith.
don't, and
Yeah.
they shouldn't.
Equally non-fiction texts.
Wow. Can we talk about? Okay, no, I have an idea.
Okay.
It's more of a joke.
Okay.
As so it goes.
That's this show, really.
What if the villain was right in the sense that they were politically right?
Oh, fuck off.
What if that's what this
Yeah.
question means?
No,
they
that-
were conservative.
that
They
tracks.
thought, I'm going to hoard all of the things for myself. So I would say the answer is no, they were.
Yeah.
The villain was right.
That's true.
In that
that is
sense.
true.
Certainly wasn't
Haha,
Here's
I played you, computer.
Here's one thing that throws a wrench into this.
Ooh, tell.
And this is the dumbest, but hear me out.
We'll see.
Yeah.
He has King Midas's hand, which he can use to enact the Midas touch and turn whatever the hand touches into gold.
It's true. Pretty scary.
And he uses it as like a weapon.
Yeah.
However, if he's really such a maniacal businessman, why does he not just use the Midas touch to safely create an unlimited amount of gold for himself?
Because that's not what he wants.
Because inflation,
It's not
dummy.
magic. He doesn't want gold.
He wants magic. He doesn't want
Yeah.
money. He's got the money. He inherited it.
That's why he said, like, good doing business. Nah, whatever.
If you increase the amount of the thing loses its value.
The thing.
The thing.
Yeah, that's why there can't be too many DVD copies of the thing.
Yeah,
That's right. It's very limited. Well, and that's also why Lauryn Hill only ever made that one song about the thing.
So true.
That thing.
She knew.
She knew.
Here's what I propose.
Yes.
I think we should also discuss why death was right. Because I think that's the more interesting. Like, we did our fucking best. This was one of the worst villains to talk about why they were right. And we really gave it the old college
We
try.
sure did.
And I'm so sorry we just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But what about the cool wolf guy?
Wolf guy.
Wolf.
Guy.
The wolf
His name
boy.
was just Death, I guess.
Yeah.
But that dog, the big dog, not the little dog.
He's got that dog in him.
The big
He
dog.
literally is the dog that is in him. He doesn't have the dog.
There are
name. He
two
is the
wolves.
dog.
There are two wolves inside of this film. One of them is a tiny dog, and the other one's a wolf.
Yeah, and it's death, and it's going to kill you with two sickles, not one. Yeah, like what was Death's argument? in
He
the
really
movie?
didn't have one. He was just out to prove. Well, I guess he was trying to prove that Puss was being arrogant with his using the 9
Yeah,
lives,
yep.
and that
Frivolous
it's
with his
not
life.
fair
Yeah.
that not everyone gets 9 lives.
Yeah, it's like you don't even appreciate that.
So he's
going
gonna
to
take his 9th life.
and
in
like
spite.
relish it.
Yeah, which I guess if we could say that the only thing that the movie itself argues that Death is wrong about is that he's trying to take away his 9th life before he gets a chance to live it.
Premature.
It's a premature death. However, everything else he says about him is pretty
spot on.
Is pretty objectively true.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, like, I think Death just is right.
It's just correct.
Like, yeah,
And honestly, if he didn't do all the stuff he does, tormenting Puss into the situation at the end, he wouldn't value this life as much as he fought him so hard in order to be able to keep this last life.
which is the utility of death.
And we saw him try to fight him earlier in the movie and fail. So like what he needed was that conviction.
Right.
And he wasn't going to get that without Death.
No.
So Death actually did him a
His
favor.
job.
Yeah, I think
What a
immortality
nice
is a bad thing for. It would be a bad thing for humans to have.
Yeah.
And cats.
And cats.
and cats, maybe especially cats.
I think Death is, and this is a hot take, I think Death is pretty anti-immortality.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
Death is a big fan of immortality.
Exactly. So that's why I think
in that
Death
way,
is
I
right.
think I think he's right.
Yeah.
Unless we're talking about Death in The Sandman.
Ooh.
Specifically with that one guy who she doesn't let die anymore.
Sure. Wink. I've never read The Sandman.
Oh, it's also in the show.
I've never watched The Sandman.
Oh my God, David.
David, what are you
We'll
doing?
take this off the air, but David, I'm very disappointed in
Take
you.
this off the air. Shut it down.
We'll follow this later.
Yeah, after the podcast, meet me at the playground.
Oh, but it's nighttime. We're not allowed to be there.
Oh, but it's the Sandman rules. Anything's cool at
Oh
night.
man, Sandman rules. I didn't know we were playing by Sandman.
We're playing by
'Cause you haven't
Sandman
read or
rules.
watched.
If you can dream it, it's true.
Wait, really? I need to watch The Sandman and
don't
read
know.
The Sandman.
I mean, you do. It's
Yeah.
really good.
That's what I hear.
You fucking asshole. Just kidding.
Piece of shit. You're
all
the
right.
villain, and you're not right.
Okay. All right. All
that
right.
took a turn.
All right, guys. All right. Let's not be villains to David.
Yeah.
I love you, David.
He, as we all know, is the villain in this situation.
Exactly.
We don't want to make him a martyr.
We don't want to give him that satisfaction.
I was going back and listening to old episodes, and I came across the repeated bit of me apologizing for things that you said or did.
Specifically, banana Laffy Taffy.
Banana
I think
flavoring
was
the main one,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
Wait, were you pro or anti?
Oh, I'm pro all the way.
And you're anti-actual banana.
No, I mean they're fine,
Okay.
but I think banana Laffy Taffy is objectively better than a banana.
You're
okay,
wrong.
that's pretty
Yeah,
monstrous.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
What if the
Disgusting.
David was right? That's all. That's all we're talking about.
I get it.
David, this context is an intervention.
Yeah, I think. Let me propose that if at any point in the future we run across a villain equally or worse than the John Mulaney Little Jack Horner, and we're like, no, he's not. The conversation can and should shift to, am I wrong for liking banana Laffy Taffy more than actual bananas? I am happy to like do that for the podcast.
Just fall on that sword.
Yeah, I'll fall on that sword. Exactly. I'll fall on that banana squished on the ground.
And slide comically.
All right, kids. Let's do.
Wait, can I make one comment?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
You were talking about the Shrek universe.
The ShrekCU.
Yeah, the ShrekCU, and all I could think about is, are there Shrek sonas?
Oh God.
There have to be. You
And
mean like ogre
Yeah,
personas?
like a Shrek fanfic.
Yeah. Like a Shrek
There's gotta be.
otherkin.
There's no way there's not.
Oh my god!
An ogrekin.
There's gotta be.
Like I need
Return
to
of the
know.
Ogrekin.
I almost don't want to know.
Oh, to the Googles I go.
Because you can't unknow that. That's it. This is
To the
it. You're on
Google.
the
If you type your name and then ShrekOC after
Hold
it.
on, don't tempt me.
Oh yes.
I'm not only am I tempting you,
I'm not even gonna
demanding.
go incognito mode for this.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Oh god,
Your
the ads,
algo.
the
Your
push
algo's
ads.
ruined.
Your algo's ruined.
Not the Algo. Going to
Weird-
ShrekCU University.
Viggo Mortensen's weirdest movie, The Algo.
The Algo.
Man, that is a leap. I love
Yeah.
that
Such a
that is
stupid
some, that is
stretch
some
of a
A
deep
to
cut
Q
dumbass joke.
It's not as good as I was hoping for.
That movie where he rides a horse across the desert. It's just about somebody who's trying to like hide their algo.
Trying to hide their browsing history.
There is this beautiful thing.
Okay.
Wow.
He
That's
looks
really
good.
about it.
Sure.
There's not
mean-
really like my name ShrekCU. I get this weird actual picture of a person, which is a bit disappointing. I was
It's not
expecting.
like there was that like popular online game where you type in your name and then Sonic
And yours is just
the
Jesus
Hedgehog, or
Sonic.
like I can't do it because I put in Christian the Hedgehog,
Sonic, yeah.
and it's just fucking Sonic the Hedgehog praying.
no. I typed in just ShrekCU.
Oh yeah, there
This one just says, "Joy, get into my swamp," and she's got a camel.
Joy. Joy. Get into my swamp. Good God.
Oh, here's
Well, there's our new logo.
all the Shrek characters in black tiny dresses.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty tame, but we're getting there.
All the single Shrekies.
Ooh. Oh no. I found some smutty Shrek.
Hell yeah, girl.
I remixed Smash Mouth for you, heart, and it's this person holding hands with Shrek.
Aw.
Aw.
Oh,
That's
and now
kinda
it's
nice.
the B movie and Shrek.
What?
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the crossover.
50
we all
Shades
wanted
of
to see.
Shrek.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Shreks are
Sure.
great.
Sure. 50 Shreks of Gray.
It's better. They should have done that.
That's better. Yeah.
50 Shreks of Green.
And that's where I
50
will
Shades.
stop because
Yeah.
it was a lot of MS Paint stuff.
Oh, why?
Oh man,
And
vulgar.
boobs.
My two favorite things: MS Paint
and boobs. Let's move on to another context.
Okay.
Gamification. Make up a game based on this movie.
Gamification. Make up a game based on this movie.
Sounded like you said amification, and I was like, what the
Gamification.
fuck is that?
Yeah, like make your AOL instant messenger handle.
What would based on this movie?
Based on this movie, what would your
AIM
aim handle be?
Oh God.
I almost feel like this should be like a platformer.
Yeah. I think like
Yeah.
traditional video game style, this would definitely. I think like
I could
because
see it being a. Oh, sorry. Well,
no, you go for it.
no, I could see it being like a Souls-like.
Yeah.
Because you
Souls.
fight some like big bads, that
That's
would be
true.
tough.
I mean,
only a couple, but
someone did say Shadow of the Colossus as this movie
That's true,
was.
Christian.
That's true. It
Yeah.
was what did I? We were making Shadow of the Colossus jokes, but cat related. It was.
oh,
I did Shadow of the Colossus, and then I said, "Fuck, what was it? Gato of the Colossus."
that's what it
pretty-
was.
there you go.
Yes.
Gato of the
Yeah,
Colossus.
that's
Yeah.
nice. But something like that.
Yeah.
Or like kind of Breath of the Wild.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the big open spaces
Yeah,
and
it
the
even
colors.
it looks
and
like it. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it definitely has the look down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like I guess a Puss in Boots like open world adventure game could be kind of cool.
That would be fun. You go to
That'd be
different
cool.
towns and complete little missions and get your like the more you do, the more wanted posters come up and then people come
Ooh.
after
Oh
you.
shit! So it's like
Yeah.
Red Dead.
GTA.
Holy shit.
It's like
Yeah.
Red Dead, but Puss in Boots.
And you get nine.
GTA,
You get 9
Puss in
continues.
Boots.
Yep.
A Red Dead
Last
Redemption
wish.
2 mod as Puss in
Yes.
Boots has to exist, right?
I
Get
mean,
better.
law of averages.
It's just Catface put boots on. There's already boots in the game. All you need to add is the puss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put that puss in those boots, god damn it.
You just gotta add that puss.
Add that puss to
will
my
say,
Red Dead.
I admire our restraint up to this point, not making
Any pussy jokes?
Any pussy jokes.
Yeah.
What, you mean boot jokes about cats?
Yeah.
Yeah, David. That's,
yeah, we haven't yet. You're right. And it's time. We should probably.
Yeah.
You know, like they drink the milk and
Can you
they
tell me a
scratch.
cat joke?
Yeah.
Tell me a
How
pussy
many
joke, David.
Tell me a pussy joke, David.
Hey,
Is just
David, tell
not
me
a
a
phrase
pussy
my brain was ready to hear. I
me
just
a
sort of
pussy joke.
short-circuited up there. Nope.
Do it, you coward.
Daddy David, tell me a pussy joke.
Daddy David, tell me a pussy
Ooh.
joke.
Speaking of things I wasn't ready to hear. Daddy David. Nope. Not yet. Ooh.
Daddy Daycamp, tell me a pussy joke.
Daddy Day Camp.
Oh, is that the one with Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy?
That is the one with Eddie Murphy.
Was that the one, or was it this direct, or was that Daddy Day Care?
That was Daddy,
Daddy
Daycare.
Daddy Day
Care.
Camp was a sequel.
Was that a Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh,
They,
No.
they changed the actors.
They changed the actors, yeah.
Yikes.
It had Eddie Murphy in it, didn't it?
Not in the second one.
No?
The
Oh,
second one
there's
was somebody
two?
else.
Apparently,
Yes.
I'm learning this too.
no.
I believe one or both of those were directed by Fred Savage.
Yikes!
Oh, not the one who's running for Congress.
No, that's Ben Savage.
Right.
He's the one that seems to be level-headed.
Gotcha.
Fred Savage seems to be the on-set monster, apparently. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
All right. So, what would a game based on this movie look like?
I think here's an idea that I had that I think would be kind of a connection of all of the things we've said so far. Is I think action RPG is in there for sure. Like the action scenes in this movie are too cool to not be able. Like I want to play him. I want to be him flying around, cutting, all that stuff. The part of this movie that I most want to see in a game is that map and how it changes the world.
Yeah.
So I want the game to be like, okay, the first sort of stage, it's basically just a bunch of boss runs where you like look at the map and you're like, okay, here are all of the places I could go to get a bunch of various things. And then eventually I need to get to the end where the big thing is. And then maybe you change characters or maybe you have a new quest or something, but you look at the map through different eyes and it changes. And all of a sudden the locations are different because the effects of the map changing, extremely cool.
Yeah.
Extremely cool.
So I'm trying to think of a game that's done something like that. I don't know if that rings any
Because it's
game bells, but
it
that would be
borders on
awesome.
like procedurally generated, but I think what the idea I like is sort of like an asynchronous way of doing it, where you run across different characters, and whichever characters you run across to join your party,
Sure.
you give one of them the map at a different point in your adventure, and then the map will change to suit them. So if each time you play it, it could be like an Octopath Traveler thing where there's 8 characters with their own paths, but you, as you're going along the trail into the dark forest, you pick which character gets what and when.
Yeah.
So it's like a slightly mixed up thing every time.
Yeah. Each character has their own like traversal mechanics too that match up with their specific layout.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Aw.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
I also really like the idea of like you creating your own character and you become a part of team friendship.
Yeah, like Team
You
Friendship's
create
always
your
there,
own
and then
cat.
you.
And then it's like an open world thing.
So like the Sonic Forces version of this, where
Actually,
you create your Puss in Boots OC to join the
Sonic Forces doesn't do the creating your own OC though.
or Sonic Heroes is what I was thinking of.
Sonic Heroes.
Honestly, Puss in Boots Heroes though. That I would,
hey.
I would like to be
Puss in Boots Heroes, the last
the
one.
last.
No,
one.
wait, Sonic. Never mind, doesn't matter.
No, wait.
No,
a
what
minute.
about Sonic? Tell me.
Yeah, tell me
Pretty
more.
sure it was
about
Tell me
Sonic
more
Forces.
about Sonic.
No,
Oh, you know I
Does he
can.
want a
Don't
Does he want a chili dog?
don't ask me to do that. You know I will.
You know what I think? Here's what I think maybe could be the coolest. Because I can't get away from how cool it would be. Like, this movie reminded me at multiple points of Breath of the Wild, and I can't get away from that being a good way to enjoy the, like, pretty wild amount of different stuff in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many different things happening that it almost feels like it should be some... I mean, this is so many mechanics layered on top of each other, but, like, it almost feels like it should be a roguelite. Where you die and then you go on a different run of the map, but the map
You
isn't
get 9
linear.
lives.
The
Yeah,
map
I
is
was-
like, oh, you get 9 lives. Oh,
shit.
I literally
It
said
was
at the
right
beginning, I said you
there.
get 9 continues.
Oh,
I'm
no.
so sorry. I did not
I
hear
guess
that.
it'd be 8
perfect.
continues, but yeah.
it's synergy, baby. And so that's
Matthew, I want to take a second and say I'm sorry I did not hear you. That was a good idea.
I didn't hear you, and it is a good idea. But it's like an open concept. It's not just you go from 1 to 1 to 1 to 1. You can just like kind of go wherever you want, and once you get to the 9th life, then you're like, okay, well, I better like put the important items that I have in my little chest that I get to save between runs, and then I like finally die, and then I have to start over, and the world changes, and then you have to try to navigate
Let's
it
make it an
again.
open concept.
Yeah, open concept. Stop the open world. Done. Open concept games.
Yes.
In. Yeah, the 9 lives thing has to be there. Absolutely.
Yeah,
no
gotta be part of
question.
it.
Now that I've heard that, impossible to not include.
Well, especially because this movie, if we're making it based on this movie, is so much about that concept of like valuing the life that you have
you're right.
because you don't have any more.
Okay, what is that one game you were playing? Vampire Hunter? Vampire Slayer?
Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivors. But like let's say you get close to you're dying, you're low on health, death shows up, and you have to like avoid him or find health in order to survive, or else you go to your next life.
Which is a literal thing that happens in Vampire Survivors
really?
every single time you get to the 30-minute mark.
Oh, it's like
death,
the monster.
Death shows up.
death actually shows up, and if you... I have killed multiple deaths in that game. That game is fucking nuts.
I don't know how your Xbox did not explode.
Seriously, I watched a footage of that game. I'm like, why is this not on the Switch? It looks like so basic. Like the graphics are shit. And then I started playing it, and I got to a certain point, and there's like all these things going on the screen at once, and I'm like, I feel like my television's about to melt. Like
That does sound a little bit like
You
Puss in
couldn't even
Boots.
see your character at one point. There was just so much shit going on.
It's just noise.
Did the Xbox start making weird noises?
At one point, yeah. Yeah. So Vampire Survivors, Puss in Boots, but
That's kind of a good alternate.
I do like.
Yeah,
I
Puss in
actually,
Survivors.
I actually like the idea. Puss in Survivors. Right on the river. I like the idea of doing the 9 continues thing or the 9 lives thing, but each time you get an opportunity to fight death to get another
you
one.
get
Yeah.
blood?
Oh,
I like that too.
interesting. Okay. So you
Maybe
can
it's
keep
like
it
when you
going.
get to right before the boss, you either have the choice to fight the boss, or you can choose to fight death and get another life onto your like.
Yeah.
So you can go to like 12 lives if you defeat death every time, but then you'd still have to like redo the whole level and go back and fight the boss.
Or if you don't want to fight them, we'll add another game mechanic on there and make it an endless runner segment.
Trying to run away from death. Yeah, that's good because he does run away from death.
Yeah, that's true. That's
At
good.
least that's how we survive.
That's how we survive. This is how any of us survive.
We're always running
We're
from
just
that
outrunning
wolf.
death, man.
Oh, that wolf's so fast.
you could at one point lose your big sword, or your sword breaks. You'd have to get what is that mechanic where you have to like your weapons decay.
Equipment degradation or whatever.
Degradation, yes.
So more Breath of the Wild mechanic.
Everyone's documented favorite thing about Breath
You
of the
start
Wild
out with a
love it.
stick,
that everyone loves. Yeah.
and then you work your way up.
Literally
Yeah.
Breath of the Wild.
And
It's
also
worse.
Dark Souls. It's like because in Dark Souls, your weapons they start out pretty basic. You keep adding like gems and shards and ore to it to make it stronger. And then if you use it too much without repairing it, it breaks and it's no longer effective.
Like a glass of cream could do like a different like
That's your
strength.
Estus flask for sure.
Something like
Oh my
that.
God,
Like
yes.
you get like a different power up for everything you find. Like a glass of cream does something else versus like I don't know what else he's into. Cat
boost.
stuff.
Yeah, actually, I
other
was
pussy
trying to
things.
think of-
Gazpacho and leche.
Gazpacho.
Yeah, he really
Leche.
liked gazpacho, milk, and not cat food.
No,
He
he's not a
didn't
big
like
fan of
cat
dry
food.
cat food.
He likes
No.
pancakes.
If he finds cat food, he loses health, but
Yeah.
he gains something else in return.
Right. He loses sanity.
If
but he
he-
gains
Yeah. There's like adding a sanity bar to this.
Now it's Eternal Darkness.
Yep. Yes.
Puss in Boots Requiem.
But let's say he does have like an insanity, like a sanity bar,
Yeah.
and he loses it, and then it switches over to like the death, like that pathway,
Yep.
the dark and decay.
Yep, exactly. Like
And then death is
the
there.
the less sanity you have, the more likely death will be there. But if you want to fight death to get another life, you want to lose sanity. So
Yeah.
there's like a game mechanic with
Okay.
This is gonna be a fucking hard game.
Yeah, it's going to be impossible to
Kids
even
will love
parse
it.
while you're playing it. It's an open world roguelite that's also
An
an
open
endless
concept.
runner and open concept.
With multiple playable characters
Yeah, but also
that
your
you
OC
create
if you
in
want.
different paths, including an OC
It's just pretty easy, pretty good game. We can
Yeah.
make it.
with sanity mechanics.
Sanity mechanics. Obviously multi-classing because you can like use daggers or swords or sticks.
Right,
or,
right.
sorts of
And
Yep.
you know what? Why not? Since this is Lord of the Rings, Nemesis system.
Nemesis.
Nemesis system.
You know what? He does
He does
have
that.
Nemesis.
That wolf,
Yeah.
that wolf is a nemesis
The,
system. if I've
the
ever
wolf,
seen
the,
one.
the Goldilocks and the three bears keep
Yep.
following him. Jack Horner
Oh my
keeps
god!
following
Yeah,
him.
we have to have a
I
nemesis
cannot
system.
remember.
We got to
what-
do it, guys.
I can't remember what happens in the first Puss in Boots movie, but doesn't like what's his Humpty Dumpty or whatever? Doesn't he? He's on a shit list with him, isn't he?
I don't
remember a thing
Literally, the
about
only
that
thing I remember.
I watched
about
the
that
trailer
is-
while we were watching the
is the
movie,
ooh
and I was like, I don't remember any of this.
I have never seen it, so but
The art
being
style
on
is-
Humpty's shit list sounds right to me.
Being on Humpty's shit list does sound right.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a badge
Puss
of
is
honor
on
to me.
Humpty's shit list.
Puss is on Humpty's shit list. That came out bad. By the way, do you guys remember what the original O cat was owing about?
I don't remember what it was owing about. I just remember that it owed.
It was a joke wherein an egg, I'm guessing Humpty
That's
Dumpty, says, "You know what they do to guys like me in prison? It ain't over easy." And then the cat goes,
Oh.
That's naughty.
Oh, man.
Context number 4. And also, I don't want to make a thing of it, but Sonic Forces is the one where you create an OC who joins the Sonic team.
Some of those Sonic Forces.
This is
are the
Simpsons
ones who
hit and
race
run
forces.
all over again.
I'm
We can't
thinking of-
legislate these things.
I'm thinking of the new one that just dropped.
Frontiers.
Frontiers.
Mm-hmm.
There's too many.
Prequel or sequel?
Prequel or
It's
sequel?
got to be a sequel.
Oh,
Right?
so wait, to this movie, or is this movie a prequel or sequel? What does this mean?
Huh? I don't understand.
So-
isn't it clear?
Is it the question prequel or sequel? Does that mean we should make up a prequel or a sequel to this movie, or does that ask is this movie a sequel or a prequel?
So
to
I'm going to say it's probably the latter because we do have the stealth sequel context. So we imagine the movie that we watch is a sequel to something else.
Okay.
So that would be, but now we're thinking, what would a sequel
the
to this
former.
movie be,
But this
or would
is
a
a
prequel to
sequel.
this movie? This is why I didn't want to do this context. But as Bond could see, I hit the button 5 times in a row, and it picked this one
Well,
every single
shit.
fucking
It was
time.
meant to be. So I think we have to adhere extremely strictly to the rule that we have been a little less strict about, which is fine. That this movie now, for the next 10 minutes, exists completely in a vacuum.
Yep.
Okay.
Only this movie. Shrek is not real.
No
Shrek
other
is
Puss in
dead.
But
Boots.
he
Shrek has
shows
never
up in
existed.
the movie.
No, he
No,
doesn't.
he wasn't
Yes,
here.
he does.
Well,
Where?
he shows up in the
He shows-
logo at the beginning.
No, he shows up in a flashback when
What?
he's like going through his life.
Oh, right.
It's like
yeah.
Shrek and
Oh,
him
shit.
going over a bridge with donkeys.
Oh my God, you're
Oh,
right.
right.
So Shrek is in this.
That
Yeah.
makes me so happy. Yay, Shrek is in this. Okay, good.
But we don't see what that is.
You're right. We don't know who he is.
So in the
That could be
context of
anybody.
this movie,
Touching swords?
it hints at lives
Yeah.
that we've
yes.
yet to see.
Oh my God. Okay. So what we're doing is making up a sequel to this movie
Or a prequel to this
or a
movie.
prequel to this movie. Okay. First
Okay.
pitch. Sequel about that green guy. Who knows who he is? Really want to find out about that cool.
Is he even
green
alive
guy.
anymore?
Yeah. He seems like a guy who would be dead.
He's dead.
That was what I was voted in high school.
Most likely to be
Most likely to be dead.
No, like currently?
Yeah, like as the voting was happening.
Oh my God! Most likely to be currently dead. Jeez, that is really brutal. No, that's a joke. I don't want to make up about. He looks boring and could definitely not support like 3, 4, 5 movies.
No.
No
No
way.
Shrek movies are there now?
At least 3, 4, 5.
4, 5? Okay.
So we've got. I think prequel would be the easiest because we've got 8 previous lives to work with.
Oh,
we
it's
see
like
how
that
he
point.
died.
Yeah, but not how he lived.
But we not how he lived. He was a legend. He had a whole bunch
He
of
wanted to
adventures.
eat. He wanted to get drunk all the time
He
on
wanted to-
milk.
Yeah, on milk and gazpacho.
Gazpacho. No, you're right. All of those could be a fun movie. Like,
Yeah.
maybe a half-hour movie.
I mean, there
Or-
are shorts of this.
Maybe that's what they are.
Except there aren't.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is a
you're right.
standalone.
There could be.
There could be though.
There could
be.
be.
We could have an animatrix for Puss in Boots.
Oh shit! Actually, that
Any
would be
one of
pretty cool.
those 8 other Puss in Boots that he talks to in those things is a potential prequel. Right?
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Which one is the most interesting?
I was just gonna say, let us
Yeah.
each pick which of those past lives of Puss in Boots is our favorite, and then I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3, go. And when we do that, we all say which of our favorite past Puss in Boots lives was.
You need to give me a second. 'cause
Not
I do not.
doesn't have to be the number, just what the
Right.
cat,
Well, I don't
Yeah,
think
I
they
would
have-
never remember the
what
number.
the cat's deal was.
There was like 2 or 3 that were basically the same thing.
I know, but
Yeah.
if you like one of those, you could say that one.
That's a fair point. Doesn't eliminate them. Okay, I'm ready. I'm locked in, baby.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm waffling between 2. We'll see what happens.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1. Bodybuilder.
Yes!
Wait, which one did you say?
The one where he's like baking with Gingy.
I almost said that one.
That's
Really good. And yours?
I said the shrimp one.
You said the shrimp one, and we
What
both.
was the shrimp one? Oh,
Where he ate
Allergic reaction and dies.
I forgot about that one. Oh, yeah, that one's great. No, we both said big, huge fucking
We said
cat.
bodybuilder.
Bodybuilder cat.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Because I don't know what the point of that would be. Like, why did he get so
Exactly
swole?
right. Like, why was he like, you know what? Instead of being a fighter, I should just get huge.
And I think that was on his 4th life. So, like,
something like that. Middle of his life.
He'd already been doing a bunch of other stuff.
Maybe this
God,
one
now I
I'll
wish
be
I-
huge.
I wish I remember what the death was before that one now. I
I feel like
if
that was the
like,
drunk one.
was it? Okay.
I think that was the 3rd one.
One where he
He falls off the building.
tower. Yeah.
So maybe he
Well, jumps off the tower, I guess, because
Maybe he's like, if I was stronger,
he
I
steps
wouldn't
off
have
the
died.
tower. Yeah, yeah.
if my body was harder, it wouldn't splat.
So,
So do we think any of those three would be like, can you make a movie out of Baker Puss?
Baker Puss.
Baker Puss?
Hell yeah.
we already have a title.
What is a
Baker
Puss in Bake movie?
Puss in Oven.
420.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice baked puss.
Yeah.
That's not mine. It's catnip. Remember that?
Oh,
It's
hey.
not Officer. It's not mine. It's
It's catnip.
catnip.
Oh, I
That
don't
part
remember.
in the second Shrek where he's actually
In what?
In what?
In the and
Hypothetically.
in a prequel, it would be hilarious if they did like a cops parody.
Oh man, actually, yeah, that's good, but it would be called Cats.
Yeah. And he gets pushed up against the wall, and they pull out a little baggie of catnip, and he says, "That's not mine."
Oh, that's
I-
good.
Yeah, it's
Holy
almost like it was
shit.
written by a professional.
Hold on, I'm getting a call. Oh my god, it's DreamWorks.
Oh no,
John DreamWorks?
Yeah, it's him, John DDD Dreamworks.
John Triple D DreamWorks.
Triple D DreamWorks.
John Triple D DreamWorks.
My favorite John.
He tips well.
All those D's.
Hey,
Hey.
he earned those D's. It's a meritocracy.
And so did I.
That triple D energy.
Diners, drive-ins.
John Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives-ins DreamWorks.
Hi, I'm
No, say it.
My mom calls me.
Please,
No, please. John
My
Diners,
Diners, drive-ins.
We can't even say it. It's too
Father's
good of a
name.
joke.
Hi, welcome to Diners, Drive-ins, and DreamWorks.
Oh, that's so scary.
DreamWorks.
That's so scary.
Fucking, is Guy Fieri just a dragon?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because he
for
breathes
sure.
that Fieri.
He wears a flame shirt. Are you
Yeah.
kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, he's the dragon from prequel, maybe.
Hypothetically.
Yeah.
The one who fucks donkey.
Yes. So that one
Did you
donkey.
call his
in the-
wife?
One donkey, yeah.
Yeah, her name's Kitty Soft Paws. Not donkey.
Rude,
Nasty.
rude Pablo Neruda.
Rude.
Pablo Neruda. Senpai. What I meant to say was, I fucking
What you
forgot
meant
what
to
we were
say?
talking about. I completely spaced on the context.
Diners, Drive-ins, and DreamWorks.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
What do we think? Bodybuilder cat?
actually I'm kind of leaning towards seafood cat because I kind of like the idea of a Puss in Boots where he's had 5 lives of adventures. He's done so many things. He just wants a nice meal. He just wants to find the perfect ceviche, or like just he wants to find the best restaurant in far, far away.
Wait.
Diners, Drive-ins, and DreamWorks.
Exactly. It's a combo.
Yes.
And so
Oh, so you get a
Good
drink
combo.
and fries?
Guy Fieri is a dragon.
and Guy Fieri is a dragon he meets along the way.
Oh my god.
It's all about the dragons we meet along the way.
It's all about, yes, that's the moral of the
Well, that
tale.
is the
And-
moral of this movie.
Okay, this isn't like the 2 lives things, but like you could also tie in like he's cooking with Gingy in the kitchen and then starts on fire, and then he's just like, I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go back.
We gotta go
That
back.
taste.
I gotta go
Yeah, he
back.
has his beard. I have to
Yeah.
go back.
Oh man. No, you're
And
right.
then he
That-
dies
it's
that
all,
way
it-
again. So
or do
he
we
dies
flip it?
twice in the kitchen?
Or do
the
we flip
pursuit
it?
of food.
The first one is him trying to get get a meal, and then he does the seafood thing and he dies there. And he's like, you know what? I can't just find the perfect meal. I need to learn how to make the perfect meal. So he becomes a baker, and he decides he wants to make the best food in the world because he's already the best swashbuckler, thief, raconteur,
Yeah.
guitarist.
Yeah.
And then after like his business fails after he burns it down,
Right.
dies, he gets drunk
Yeah.
and falls off the tower.
And falls off of the tower.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
that
Goes
sounds
into
about right.
a raging depression.
It all really ties together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. It does take it from a series of random deaths to a series of falling dominoes.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly if the way we put them together was
No,
I
true,
don't
I
either,
think,
right?
I
but
think
let's
no.
pretend that they were.
Yeah.
Let's just say that they
And then
were.
he decides to get his life back in order and starts bodybuilding.
and
Yeah.
body
Yeah.
builds.
And then
Listener,
he-
I defy you to remember the correct order.
And then he gets really old, and he has to try and get his driver's license again. That's
Aw,
a joke we haven't made in a very long time. Anyway,
We got rid of that context.
I think we got rid of it
Yeah.
because I hated that one. Yeah, it was fun, but it was also miserable.
A little bit of a bum.
A little bit of a bum for my grum tum tum.
So
I think-
that's a good prequel idea.
Yeah.
Like just in general, like it's kind of a broad brush of like, wouldn't it, like him pursuing the perfect food is one of the reasons for like most of his deaths. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, I do
especially
like that.
because we know from this movie that he really does love food.
Yeah.
Like, because he is like, no, screw this. I want to like flip something in a pan in this lady's
yeah.
kitchen instead of eating this cat food. Like that made him miserable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let him cook.
Let the man cook.
Yes.
So
Cat.
Puss
He's
in
cat.
Boots is just Guy Fieri.
Yes, I
Yeah,
think that's
kinda,
pretty
yeah.
much like.
Yeah.
I think that's where Guy Fieri got his inspiration. Was Puss in Boots. I'm
More
pretty
like
sure.
Guy Fur.
Oh yeah,
Fuck yeah, dude.
yeah. That's it.
Best high five of my life.
Best high five I've ever had. Oh boy, listeners, that one's not going to be on the Instagram, so you just got to imagine the fire.
Yeah, if you didn't hear it, you know it was good.
Like all the
That's how
best
you
high
didn't
fives.
know.
If you didn't hear it, you know it was good.
Silent but deadly.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Anything else we would want to see in a prequel or sequel?
Sequel about the bug.
Yep.
A sequel
Oh
about-
man,
that would be.
Conscience
No,
Bug.
I'm sorry. That would be a spin-off.
spin-off. Sure.
It's a separate thing. That's another context.
You're right. That's a spin-off.
Princess is in a different context.
A sequel would be cute, but a sequel feels like, and maybe there will be one, and I'll
I have a feeling there's going to be another
my
movie.
words, but
It was nominated for an Oscar, so
yeah, there'll probably be another one. But it feels like it would have to not be about Puss in Boots anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
team
it-
friendship.
Yeah. It would be all of them and like sort of like graduate into like
ensemble.
a new, like maybe they have a kid.
I
Ooh.
You know, I feel like
have
that's
a
what it would have to be.
sneaking
Yeah.
suspicion that this next Puss in Boots movie
Yeah.
will include Shrek or Donkey in some.
Is that what we've decided to call that weird green guy and the little cat?
Yeah, that one
crosses
guy.
The bridge? Yeah, that one guy.
He just looks like a Shrek.
He does. He's got Shrek.
That guy that was on
Yeah.
the screen for a literal millisecond.
Yeah,
So
but we all
When I-
loved him.
when I see that,
deeply.
Yeah.
when I see that green ogre, I think of Christopher Walken's character from Batman Returns.
I'm never not thinking about that character.
I think it was Max von Shrek, right? That was his name. Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah.
you're right.
I don't know if I don't even know if it was Vaughn. It might have just been Max Shrek.
That- you know what?
or just Shrek.
Which is also my favorite porn search.
Max Shrek
Max Shrek.
with 3 X's.
Oh no!
Anyway, hey,
Yeah, it's just Max Shrek. But
Yeah.
with
Did
the
you just
CK.
Google that?
Yeah,
Good luck.
Okay.
I'm debuted.
Did you want at least go on incognito mode?
Wait, Batman Returns?
Oh, I thought you were
we transitioned into talking
dare
about
you.
Max Shrek as a sex category.
Oh,
Which also
Max
please,
Shrek's
yeah.
fully loaded.
Shrek should never be fully loaded.
No, he needs
Shrek
to
is
keep
always fully loaded.
he needs to empty that load.
He does.
He needs to lighten the
Shrek
load.
set-
Share the load.
Daddy,
it's getting too Shreksy in here.
Yeah,
Oh.
a little too Shreksy.
getting Shrek in here.
Exactly, it's getting Shrek in here. So take off all your Shreks.
So get out of my swamp.
I am getting so hot. I'm gonna get out your swamp.
I'm gonna get out of your swamp. I am in my swamp, and you should be out of my swamp.
You started going more Arnold.
I am in my swamp.
I get out of my swamp.
Get out of my swamp.
It's me, Shrek.
Oh man.
Oh no.
Well, Kady, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so glad we were able to provide you the proper contextual deviance experience of devolving into a bunch of noise and bullshit. Thank you all so much for listening. This has been an absolute blast for me. I can't speak to the rest of these folks, but had a great old time talking about Puss in Boots: The Last Wish and the series of 4 contexts. Hey, there's 4 of us. Do you think between the 4 of us we can remember the 4 contexts we did this time?
We sure can.
Gamify it.
Gamification?
Gamify it.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm gonna say prequels and sequels because I'm
Fuck. Okay.
Nice.
Good work.
What about if the villain was right?
What if the villain was right? And of course, we started this episode.
Absolutely, we did.
We
Oh, man.
sure did.
I think the first context was probably my favorite.
Yeah, same. I remember it. I just want to see if Christian.
I
does.
remember it so fondly,
Like
and
it
it
was
would really
yesterday.
be nice if we knew what it was.
Do we not?
Oh, yeah.
What's that? The wind?
What's that? The wind? What did the eagles? What did the moth just whisper to me?
Legolas.
What did the moth whisper to the? This sounds like something.
It is. We determined that it was more or less Lord of the Rings.
More than less.
More than less. Well, yeah. So that was Puss in Boots through a series of randomly
The Last
generated
Wish.
content. The Last Wish. That was close. Through a series of randomly generated critical context. Kady, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We loved having you. We
It's
haven't had a
been
guest in
nice.
a very long time, so it was
Yes.
very interesting. It was
wanna.
very exciting.
This was
yes.
fun.
Wouldn't wanna.
What an honor.
And do you have anything you would like to plug?
Who do I have anything I would like to plug? I guess you could just follow me my art Instagram. I gotta check my name. It's kj.sketches on Instagram. KAYJAY.sketches. I post a lot of art things. It's the same thing on I think my Twitter and my TikTok. I've not posted a TikTok in a hot minute, but I do like animatics and stuff and videos of my dog.
I
Do you
love
know
videos
when
of your
that-
dog too.
Do they have a store listing for that Pokemon zine?
No. Yeah, I could plug that too. I'm a part of a group called the sorry, Jacob, if I'm saying this wrong. The Gestron zine. I cannot spell it for you at the moment, but it's a group of artists that come together every so often, and we do a little printed zine of different things, and we have one coming out sometime this spring. That's based around Pokemon and just like everyday life. And spoiler alert, mine includes dog Pokemon.
It's so fucking cute.
So
Oh my
I
god.
think there's
that
about
sounds
25
great.
artists with this one, and we've
Amazing.
had the previous ones we've done Studio Ghibli, villains of Star Wars. I think they just recently did a scary movie monster mashup.
Oh wow.
So yeah, highly
Yeah,
suggest
cities.
giving them a follow.
Heck
They
yeah.
do some really great work, and it's artists from all over the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Everyday life and Pokemon are 2 of my favorite things.
Aw.
Every day and life.
Yeah, actually they're 3 of my favorite things.
These are
Every
2
day
of my
and
favorites.
4. Wow.
Wow.
These are 4 of my favorites.
I actually just found the Instagram. So it's GEISTRON Zine Team on Instagram. And you can pay whatever you want for any of those, and you can get them digitally downloaded.
Oh my
Nice.
gosh, yes.
Yeah.
So definitely check those out. They're really
Good.
cool.
Good.
Really cool.
And you'll put that spelling in the show notes, right?
Yeah.
Because that is a
I will
hard thing to
definitely
hear.
put those in the show
Thank
notes.
you.
Hey, future Christian editing this episode, put that in the show notes.
Hey, Christian.
Hey,
That in the show notes.
Hey, past Bon. Oof, thank you for telling me that.
Aw, you're gonna listen to that later and go, aw.
Aw. There's going to be a whole lot of awe going on.
Yeah.
Aw. David, do you have anything you would like to plug?
No.
Oh.
But just go out there and I don't know, don't slip. It's so weird out there. guys.
Yeah. I've definitely never slipped.
No.
Never.
It's just really
Yeah, nothing
this
horrible
winter's
happened at
been
all.
really bad, and I really think that we're coming out on it's going to be better. I think a better season is coming. I'm going to call it spring.
Whoa.
What a concept.
I know.
Is that new?
It is new.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's
I
a
know.
season of renewal.
We've been working on it for a
Nice.
while in the lab, and we're happy to announce we have a new season for
Ooh.
everyone. It's dropping in about a couple weeks or 2 months. Hard to know. In
it might get
Minnesota.
delayed.
It might get delayed.
It might get delayed, then it might come out, and then it might go away
We'll
again,
put
and
it-
then come
maybe
back.
maybe we'll do early access spring.
Yeah,
Ooh.
and then we'll patch it.
Yeah, and everyone will
If I
be
sign
mad.
up for the mail list, do I get that early?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can be in the beta if you want. Yeah.
sweet.
Spring beta.
Which basically means you'll step in a puddle.
At some point in late
pretty
April,
cool.
the servers will shut down for maintenance.
Yeah. And it,
AKA a snowstorm.
Yep, exactly. Honestly, I think Minnesota is in weather early access. Like, I don't think we're done. We aren't finished.
never fully released.
Yeah, I don't think we're in the full release.
There's always
of
some sort of bug
the globe.
update.
Yeah, seriously. Ugh. Come on. Anyway,
Come on.
that's what I have to plug is survive for another month or two, and then things will start getting pretty
I
cool. What
Sure
about
hope so.
which direction should I go? Hey, Bond.
Hey.
You got anything you wanna shout out?
I've been thinking about it, and I am coming up blank. I know I've been enjoying things, but I couldn't tell you what they are. Definitely, I mean,
Happens to me every goddamn time.
the thing that I was mostly enjoying was the thing I plugged last time, which is Poker Face.
Oh,
The
song by Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
Lady Gaga?
Poker Face.
Excuse me. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah. Ted Lasso's back. That's been a delight.
Hell yeah.
It's been very good to have that back. And I was heavily involved, so I'm plugging it.
Yeah.
That counts. Hey, it
I
counts.
could tell. This season, I could tell.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Is it the dipping quality?
Oh,
No, it's kidding. We're not talking about the Mandalorian.
Take that, little green dude.
Yeah, fuck you. Everyone hates you.
Oh, yeah. Shrek's the big one. Who's the little one?
Who's
We'll
the
never
little
know.
one? We'll never
E.T..
know. E.T.
E.T. Grogu.
E.T.'s not green.
E.T. Grogu.
He could be. E.T.'s
could
green
be.
in my
He
fans.
could be.
My favorite pasta sauce, Grogu.
Ooh.
Grogu.
Christian. Do you have anything like to plug or talk about?
Or talk about. Well, thank you so much for asking.
Yeah.
This is an extremely old thing compared to a lot of the other stuff we talked about. But I recently just finished playing the game Control.
Oh, hell yeah.
So gamers probably already know about this. It's a few years old at this point. Gamers, our main audience, gamers.
Gamers.
Hey, gamers.
Hey gamers, we just did a thing.
Like and subscribe.
But I just actually finished playing Control for the first time and fucking loved it.
Yeah.
It's like aesthetically my whole shit.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe, but it's basically it's like an action game set in the quote unquote Federal Bureau of Control, which is like the FBI for supernatural things.
So cool.
So there's just like weird objects and ghosts and monsters and things like that. And it's really fun. It's narratively super unique, and I think it's one of the best examples of video game storytelling I've ever seen because it has so much environmental detail, so much side detail. Like, it's one of the few games where I read all of the supplemental materials that you come across in the game because it was all interesting and usually pretty funny. And it just built this whole world full of possibilities that just really sparked my love and creativity, and I was very pleased with it.
I apologize if you already said this, but it has a very Lynchian vibe.
Yeah, it has a very Lynchian vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bow, bow.
Thank you all so much for listening. Special shout out to Minneapolis on the Bad Man. I know I already have that in the closing thing, but I feel like they don't get enough shout out.
Yeah.
The Bad Man, Gun Tonic, good song.
So
Also, we now have contextualdeviants.com.
go there.
So
We have it.
We have it,
Yeah.
people. It is ours. You would think we would have done that a long time ago, but
Websites aren't real.
websites
also-
aren't real.
They should also follow you guys on TikTok.
Oh, yes,
And
we have
Instagram.
TikTok now. And you may notice there are some fun, adorable illustrations of our faces
love them.
on the TikToks that we have on there. They may or may not have been done by Kady Jaspersen herself.
Ooh, I don't like
way.
hearing my last name like that. Just like the full name thing.
Kady herself.
Thank you.
So yeah, check that out. We're on TikTok. Is it Contextual Deviants or is it Text Deviants? I can't even remember.
Contextual Deviants. I think
Okay,
it's all
I couldn't remember if it was too long because it was too long for Twitter.
Yeah, that should be our tagline.
It's too long.
Too long for Twitter, which I think is
pay for
most
Twitter
podcasts.
Yeah, that's fair.
Tell me about it.
Well, speaking of things that are too long for Twitter, probably not this. David, did you have any final thoughts that you'd like to leave us with?
How will the recommended man lust without the pig?
Thank you for listening to Contextual Deviants. You can find more information about us online at our website, contextualdeviants.wordpress.com. You can tweet at us at textdeviants. You can email us at contextualdeviants@gmail.com. Thanks to Minneapolis' own The Bad Man for the use of their song Gun Tonic off the album Ain't Clean. This has been Contextual Deviants. My name is Christian Hagen, and have a nice day. Have a nice day!